are live. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Day 85 of the income stream. Today is Friday, which means we're going to have some fun, and I'll tell you more about exactly what that means in just a second. But thank you all so much for being here. I cannot believe it's 85 days. That's ridiculous. But it's Friday. We're going to answer some questions. I'm going to give you some tips. We're going to talk business. We're going to talk life. We're going to talk having fun. Thank you so much, and welcome to the income stream.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Yo, that pumps me up so much. Big shout out to Mike and Isabella from Music Radio Creative for helping me create that song. I remember that was, so today's day 85. That was probably day 70 where that song got debuted, and I see a lot of people get fired up about the song. I love that. Just well done, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and supporting. So we got a few things happening today. On Fridays, we like to have a little bit more fun, make it a little bit more casual. First of all, let me welcome some amazing people in the house. What's up, Scully? Good to see you. I appreciate you. Chris in the house. Welcome, Chris. Martin, thank you so much. We got Kathy. Says hi, Par. Probably meant to say hi, Pat. It's okay. When I spell my name, like it says, for whatever reason, my phone corrects it to Pay Flynn instead of Pat Flynn. I don't know why. I don't know. Be sure to smash that like button. Yes, thank you so much. If you could do that, that'd be really amazing. Hit that like button. That'll be really helpful. Also, a couple things. Number one, if you want to subscribe to the show, make sure you do that. Hit subscribe right now. It also gives you access to a lot of the videos that come out later, and it allows you to make sure that you never miss those. And also, if you want to stick around and play some games with me, we're going to go with The Wheel. The Wheel is going to pop out in about 30 minutes, so I'm going to keep that timer up there. And by the time that timer goes away, I'm going to bring The Wheel. If you don't know what The Wheel is, you'll have to wait, and you'll have to see, because that allows for prizes, giveaways, and some other fun things too. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much. And for right now, I just want to have a chat, y'all. I just want to have a chat. And I want to say, first of all, thank you to the Quarantine and Team Flynn for all of your amazing support. I sent an email out yesterday and sent some messages on social about my boy, my son. He woke up yesterday, and during yesterday's stream, he was still asleep. But when he woke up after the stream, checked on him, he was in pain, checked his ear, it was bleeding. Yeah, his ear was bleeding. And so I had to cancel office hours yesterday, and we took him to urgent care, and he has an inner ear infection. And, in terms of like how he got that, we're not exactly sure. We've been doing some swimming in the backyard and things like that. And, you never know. It's just one of those things. And fortunately, it was like the first time in his life that he's had something like that, and both kids, in fact. And we know that this is pretty common in kids to get sort of ear infections and stuff. So anyway, he's on antibiotics for the next couple weeks, and he'll be fine. Just can't go to the pool or dunk his head underwater. So that's the only challenge. But hey, he's in good spirits. He's doing well. In pain every once in a while. Should go away very soon after the medicine kicks in. And just, again, really thankful for the support. Team Flynn, y'all sent me some messages yesterday asking me if he was okay. And just that means so much to know that we have support from all of you. And it just made me really reflect on like, wow, like how can people on the other side of the world just like care so much about my son? And it just made me realize that, we've been doing this for 12 years. And although the income stream has been around for 85 days, I mean, we've made some great connections here. I saw somebody, Consult the Blind Guy, mention earlier how he was connecting with some amazing people here in the chat, and certain things have happened. And Samson, a number of you taking action on the things that you're learning here and actually making more money in your business or seeing more progress in your business as a result. And that's really cool. And I think it just speaks to, and I'm not here to toot my own horn, but like, I've been working hard to help others, and I think when I didn't always get it right. I've made mistakes along the way, but when you're consistent and you show up, and it's just obvious that you're there to help people, I think the world has this amazing way of paying you back for that. And I know I seem to attract people like that who are here to serve others. And when you serve first and you help others, you can't help but see progress, right? And then, of course, along the way, you want to fine-tune and get better and allow for more opportunities for people to work with you and pay you for certain things that can help them too. And these are things that you learn over time. And the biggest thing that's helped me is being part of communities and having real conversations and connecting with other people. So all this to say, just Team Flynn, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for taking action. Thank you so much for being kind. Thank you so much for your generosity and for your undying support. And that just means the world. I was really reflecting, and it was very nice to see. I was sad to see my son go through that. And he's still going through it. But the last couple of weeks have been pretty tough, especially around, the pandemic. And then, of course, the things that are happening in the world right now related to Black Lives Matter. And it's just like, man, a lot of heavy stuff. And it was so great to see that support. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, and you guys are all the best. So that's awesome. So today I want to start off by just answering some questions, just having some chats with you, just telling some stories. I have some work to do. What do I mean by that? Well, I want to show you because I love to lead by example. There's some things that I've been meaning to do that I was holding off because I wanted to sort of demonstrate them for you. Because when we talk about helping others and showing up for others, I wanted to show you some examples of that, right? So I've mentioned this before, and if you haven't been on the chat before, this is something that I think is really important to do, and that's to personally reach out to people. And if you're starting out small, this is a big opportunity for you to be able to reach out individually to help other people. Mike, wow, thank you so much. Mike's Home ESL says, Pat, you're a legend. Can't thank you enough. I met awesome people in this live. And I have collabed with the Singing Nurse with her song and my 55 students dancing on it. Video will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's amazing. That's so cool. Wonderful job, both of you. The Singing Nurse is somebody who pops in here every once in a while too. And I love the collaborations that are happening. That's really awesome. So what do I mean by demonstration? So let me show you this really quick. Okay, so I have a phone, as most of us do, right? And I got a number of messages over the last few days of people who've been asking for help. Now, I can't possibly answer every single person, right? At this point, this is why if you're just starting out and you are perhaps a smaller brand, that's your advantage, your ability to reach out to individuals. You are more likely to cover 100% of your audience and reach out to them individually versus somebody like me, who I can't even answer every single question that pops in the income stream. But every once in a while, and Fridays are my days for doing this, so popping this in your calendar is really key. I'm just going to do this live for you right now. I go on social media, and I hit reply, and I DM or direct message people, whether they direct message me first or not, and I reach out to them and I just thank them, and I offer some help if there are questions. And it's super easy to do, and in fact, it's a lot easier than answering via email, in my opinion. It feels a lot more personalized, and it really helps people understand that you are there to help, like I was talking about. And this is a very simple way to do it. So I have a conversation here with a person named Nick. In fact, his last name is really cool. His last name is Papa Giorgio, right? Like, isn't that Vegas Vacation, Chevy Chase, Papa Giorgio? I don't. Is it Nick Papa Giorgio? Is this the Nick Papa Giorgio? Anyway, I love that last name. But here's how this is going to work. He asked me a question about, how to figure out a topic to start his blog. Now, a lot of you know that I have a course called BYOB, which is essentially free right now. If in fact you go to, I think smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit, you'll see that there. If I go there now, I'll show you because I haven't mentioned that in a while. smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit. This will take you to this page here with a bunch of resources to help you in your business during this time of crisis, the pandemic. And down here, you'll see some courses. I think we've given away over $3 million worth of Smart from Scratch at this point. Build your own brand. This is the course that'll help you build a brand new website that you can be proud of. And this is what I want to offer to Nick. And again, I could have just dropped a link, or I could have not left this answered at all. But what I want to do is I want to just answer him in a genuine way, in a personalized manner, that'll be more likely for him to take action on. It'll be more likely for him to appreciate it. It'll be more likely for Nick to reply later with a testimonial, right? So these are some really easy things that you can do. Oh, am I buffering? Okay, hold on. Let me hold one second. Okay. BYOB is build your own brand. Anyway, thank you so much for letting me know about the buffering because I want to be as buff as possible. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to live answer this in front of everybody. And so I got the DM here. And I'm going to reach back out. And I'm going to... So it's a voice thing, right? It's a video. And I'm just going to hit reply. Hey, Nick, what's up? It's Pat here. Hope all is well. Thank you so much for the message. Thank you so much for following. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but I have a course. It's completely free. If you go to smartpassiveincome.com/BYOB, that'll help you build your website. And in fact, there's another course there that I want to make sure I mentioned called Smart from Scratch. In fact, that's probably the one that you want to start out with first, because that will actually guide you through the first module, what to blog about or what topic to create something about. And there's an exercise in there called the 777 exercise that is really where things start. These help you create essentially seed ideas that you can then do research on to see whether or not these are markets you should get into. So you're not selecting your ideas at that time. You're essentially creating a pool or casting a wide net, and then you're going to see what sticks. So Nick, hopefully that helps you. If you go to, in fact, smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit, you'll see a number of things that I'm offering for free during this time to help people get started because of the pandemic. So I don't know exactly why you're starting, but remembering your why is really key too to keep you going. Okay. And sorry that got cut off, but I just wanted to say thank you so much. I appreciate you, and good luck. The last one was the voice one because it got cut off. I think it's like a minute each, or you have about a minute. I don't know. But essentially, that's easy, right? That's easy. You could all do that right now. In fact, I'd challenge you to, while I'm streaming live right now, go read via DM and do that. Another thing that you could do that I want to offer you is really key. And this is connecting with people that you haven't connected with in a while. And this isn't just about business, right? This is about life too. We're going fishing, boys. Let's go. Says Chris. That's funny. Hey, boys, we're going fishing. Awesome. So here's the other thing that I want to recommend to do. This is very powerful. I, in fact, did this in front of my audience at FlynnCon, and I had everybody do this. Here's the story. So there's a guy named Jordan Harbinger, who, I don't know, anybody who listened to his show, leave an emoji in the chat. Jordan's great, a fantastic interviewer, has some amazing guests on his show. He's had Kobe Bryant on his show, rest in peace, and several other amazing people, Malcolm Gladwell, etc. And he was on the SPI podcast not too long ago talking about something called layoff lifelines. And layoff lifelines are essentially relationships that you have such that if you were happen to get let go, you could ask those people for help or for referrals or for just, direction. And in fact, Jordan went through something that his layoff lifelines saved him with, because he had a brand called Art of Charm. And his own company, his own partners kicked him out of the business. He was the host of the show, and they kicked him out, right? So he was pretty down, and I got a message from him, and I wanted I could to help. And it was because he had been in contact with me for so long, for years, just chatting, checking in on me, not ever asking for a thing. And by the time he needed something, he was very much getting a lot of support from me and many other people too, right? So here's what happens. When you build relationships now for no other purpose than to just build relationships, you are digging your well before you're thirsty, right? As opposed to a lot of other people who build relationships when they're thirsty, right? If you're thirsty and you're digging your well, you're too late. If you're laid off and you haven't built these relationships and you need some support, you're not going to have that support. If you are building a business and then you reach out to people as soon as you have something to sell to hopefully help partner with, it's too late. So here is a great way to essentially create that layoff lifeline. And again, the idea is just with your people, right? Your friends, your family, and those who you haven't reached out to in a while, with no other agenda, again, than to just check in on them, support them, see how they're doing, right? So I'm going to do this for you right now. And Luke, and for those of you who are here, who are asking about Keone, he's doing well. He had got an inner ear infection. He's all right, though. He's taking some antibiotics. So here's what I would recommend you do. And then I did this live. So I told that story in front of the audience, 500 entrepreneurs in San Diego last year. And I said, here's what I want you all to do. I want you to turn on your phones. Take it off of silence. And people are like, what? Like, who says that at a conference? Usually it's the other way around. And I go, okay, I want you to take it off of silence. I want to hear your notifications, because here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back into your text message app. So I'm going to go into my text message app right here. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Right? All the way down to the bottom. All the way down all the way down to the bottom. That's a long bottom. Okay. And I'm going to message 10 to 20 people that are sitting at the bottom of my chat, of my messages. These are the people who we have not reached out to in a while. And I asked everybody, I gave people 5 minutes to reach out and just connect and text those people, right? To just text those people. So I'm going to do that with you right now. And I want to see who I haven't reached out to in a long time. Hey, Sean. Pat here. I hope all is well, man. Thinking of you and your fam during these times. If you need anything, let me know. Hey, Archer, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss RB Ball Games. The last time I reached out to this person was December 21st, 2017. And what was really cool is after about 5 minutes, we started to hear it. I can't do phone sounds, y'all. It sounded like somebody was choking or something. But sorry, I just got a text from my wife. That was really funny. Anyway, we were doing this and everybody's phone just started going. And then eventually I was like, every one of those dings that are happening, it was like literally like, bloop, 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 bloop. And it was like, what is with my phone sound effect? That's just terrible. It was a really powerful moment, as Dan said earlier in the chat, because that was people reconnecting with people. And I got some messages after FlameCon saying, thank you so much for that exercise, because in fact, like 4 or 5 people said, I'm staying in San Diego a few extra days because I didn't know that my friends that I was connecting with, who I told I was in San Diego, were also in San Diego too. So now we're gonna have dinner and reconnect in person, right? Now I did later in the afternoon hear more dings when there weren't supposed to be dings, but they were funny moments, right? I was like, hey, connection. And it was kind of a fun way to add a little bit of a pattern interrupt. Pattern interrupts, like in the middle of a stream, just like pattern interrupt. Something to get people on the edge of their seats and to interrupt that pattern, to keep people aware, to keep people engaged. I love pattern interrupts. I remember another moment in FlynnCon, there was a woman's iPad that was going off. It was like for literally a minute in length. And it was at a moment, like Dan, you might remember this. There was a moment when I was sitting, spotlight on me, talking to the audience. It was like a profound moment. I had just had my kids on stage, and we were talking about the idea of legacy. I asked my kids what they thought legacy meant, and they didn't know. So I kicked them off the stage, and I was in the spotlight. And they were on stage. My son gave a 6-minute presentation on stage. My daughter came on to do a little Q&A, and that was super cool. My wife came on later on. But when the kids were on, we started talking about legacy, and then I took the stage myself, started talking about the future. We have to talk about the future. Anyway, her phone started ringing, and she could not turn it off. And it was like a minute in the most profound, deep moment with the whole, and we timed this, we choreographed this to have the lights turn off except for the spotlight on me, and I was on like a stool, and I was just like leaning in, and this phone was going off, and then I tried so hard to resist like commenting on that, and I did. I did not mention it at all. I just kept going because I knew that would be powerful too if I just kept going and sort of ignored it. But I definitely recognized it, and I even turned it into a little bit of a side joke later. I remember at some point I was like, yeah, and sometimes things are gonna try to push you off that chair. Things are going to interrupt you in times where you probably don't want to be interrupted, but you got to keep going anyway. And I heard a little bit of a chuckle in the audience, which is pretty cool. So, hey y'all, what are your weekend? Let me know in the chat. How much time do we have left? We have 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left until the wheel, and the wheel has some fun things on it. Also, make sure you pop in this weekend, and we're going to be doing some website reviews, some YouTube channel and video reviews, as well as some sales page reviews. And if you'd like to get some free training from me, whether it's your review or not, you get to watch other people's stuff get broken down and built back up. Come in this weekend, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, same time, both on Saturday and Sunday. Yes, we go 7 days a week, y'all. 7 days a week. And the weekends are fun because we do some reviews, and yeah, they're really cool. So if you want to submit your stuff for review, just let me verify this again. I think it's patflynn.com/review. That's it. patflynn.com/review will take you here, and you pop in your name, your email, your website URL, YouTube channel URL, sales page URL. Those final 3 are optional, and it'll also subscribe you to my list too. But that's the pool of people that I select from, and yeah, that'd be fun. Consult the Blind Guy says, doing my best to keep eye on chat. Only 30% battery on sale. Woo, cutting it close there, my friend. Cutting it close. I tried reaching out to someone I knew in LinkedIn. No reply. I like Coley here says, what is the weekend, right? Weekend? Work as usual. No real days off here. Yeah, right? Enjoying cooler San Diego weather. Amen to that. What? And yes, April shouting out Ern's child, who is now 1 month old. This is an income stream baby, y'all. And it'll be fun to grow up with them. Let's see. Okay, so to answer this question, not what is the weekend? Where's this question that came in? It was about reaching out to somebody on LinkedIn. Oh, here it is. So, you tried reaching out to somebody, no reply. Did you try just once, right? First of all, you got to realize that, especially for people who are asked to sort of offer their attention a little bit here and there, their inboxes or their messages can be quite full. And also, a cold reach out could potentially be not great. But it said, tried reaching out to someone I knew in LinkedIn, no reply. So a lot of people, like myself, are not very active on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great platform. I know I'm not utilizing it as best as I could, but that's okay. I'm okay with that, right? The joy of opting out. I'm opting out of LinkedIn engagement so that I can focus on engagement elsewhere, so that I can focus on the income stream, so I can do more stuff here. And I think that's really key, right? As opposed to FOMO, which is fear of missing out, right? And then that potentially taking my energy away from things that I should be focusing on. And even JOMO, right? Joy of missing out. JOMO, I don't believe in JOMO, because I'm almost like lying to myself when I say, my friends are at that party. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm not at that party. No. That's like lying to yourself. I want to be at the party, but I'm making a choice not to be there. Hence the joy of opting out. It's my choice to say, no. I'm not doing this right now. I'm doing this instead, right? So anyway, when you reach out to people, the fortune's in the follow-up, y'all. The fortune is in the follow-up. Here's another quick story. So I was starting this new website to help people build a food truck. Do I have a food truck myself? No. But I was interested in that idea, and I knew that if I had the passion to help find the right answers, that this website could be successful. Fast forward, several years later, this business was sold. So this worked, by the way. But to get started, I wanted to crowdsource a number of tips from different food truck owners. In fact, the big blog post that I wanted to launch with was hopefully going to be a several number of people in the food truck industry offering their number one tip on something that they wish they knew before they started a food truck. And I thought that would be a really great way to educate the people and bring them onto the website and have them realize there's some good information here. And I, not having a food truck, was not going to pretend like I knew what was going on. I was playing the role of expert curator, and that's one way to build a business. Become the expert curator, right? Become the expert curator. So I reached out and I found 250 food truck owners and their websites and their email addresses. They literally just have their address, their website, their phone number, their emails right there on like a contact page or on their social media pages, their bios. So then here's what we did. I reached out to 250. I sent emails to each and every individual one of them. It was kind of a boilerplate email, but it was still personalized. I still added a little bit of personalization at the top of the email, mentioned them by name in each one if possible, and told them the reason why I would love to hear from them, because I want to feature them on this brand new website. I didn't lie to them. and I just said I would love to feature their truck and give them some additional exposure. I heard back from 4 people within a week. 4 people out of 250. I wanted more than 4 people. So I waited a little bit longer, and I reached back out to the 246 people, quick math, that did not reply. And I got 46 more replies. In the follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-up, y'all. And that was really cool. And that post, by the way, became so popular that now, and type in how to start a food truck, which is like the #1 keyword. If I scroll down, you'll see right here, 50 food truck owners speak out. What I wish I known before starting my food truck. Look at how many comments this has. 2,533. And see, there's a little picture of me right there. Yo, this works like mad. And this wasn't fancy. This was just like a picture of their truck and what they wish they knew. And this was like really valuable, right? This was very valuable for the people who are interested, right? This is why this gets shared. In fact, this got found on Reddit, right? I think it did. Reddit, food trucker 50. Yeah, here, 50 food truck owners speak out. No, that's not the post. There was one that got... Is it this one? No, I don't know. I can't remember. But there was a Reddit post that went viral too. And that was really cool. So the fortune's in the follow-up. 2 minutes to the wheel. That went wheel fast. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Bruh.
Is that my quote? The fortune is in the follow-up. You know, I've made it popular. I would like to credit where I heard that from. I always love to share where I heard things or offer credits where credit is due. I heard that from Dane Maxwell, who you might remember in episode 46 of the SPA podcast. Dane Maxwell, that episode was titled How to Start a Business with No Money, No Ideas, and no... let's see. Can't remember. smartpassiveincome.com/session 46. That was building a lucrative business with no ideas, no money, no expertise with Dane Maxwell. One of the most popular episodes from back in the day, right? One of the most popular episodes from back in the day. I see 5 minutes. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Sorry, I see 5 minutes too. 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Pat, man, I just discovered your channel and you've captured me, my friend. You're so amazing. You're so amazing. Payman, I appreciate you. Let's get that avatar fixed. I want to see your face or some logo or something in there. I don't think that's what you look like. Every time I come here, I somehow find myself hungry. Hungry for success. I don't know which, sorry, bad. Love this story. Keeps me thinking about who I can and serve and help. That's great. Pat, the food trucker scenario is always encouraging. Yeah, and I think the biggest thing about that is like I was proving that if you show up and you know exactly what people need help with and you find the answers, whether you come up with them on your own or you do the research, you can do well. My other website that did really well, that was very similar in terms of an experiment that I was showcasing on Smart Passive Income, was specifically my security guard training website. And the security guard training website, same thing, I recently sold that, and that was a collection of information for people to help them become a security guard, right? To start that career or to enhance that career for them. And, you know, at some point I eventually reached out and found a writer to do research and find that information for me. And every state in the US at least has a different set of requirements. And there was no place on had those requirements all in one spot. And there was a cool byproduct of that website, which was a clickable map tool. I don't know if you've seen this before or have even knew this existed. If I go to createaclickablemap.com, this tool was built for securityguardtraininghq.com. I hired a person on elance.com, a developer, which Elance is now upwork.com. And this tool was built so that we can build essentially a title, link, and put content in for each of the different states in the US. And we've since added different maps where you can put a link in and you can essentially just embed this on your website. See, look at that. That's me. That's me right there on this website. I recently sold this as well. CreateAClickableMap.com. This website was making about $500 to $600 a month for 8 years before I sold it, and it was just the developer and I would pay him 50% of the income that came in, and that was really cool. So again, another byproduct of just like, solving a problem. And I didn't know how to code, but I had somebody else code it for me. And it's so funny. It's been so long since I've mentioned this website, but it was definitely a success. And so anyway, securityguardtraininghq.com. I was able to compile all that information, found it. In fact, when I first started out, I called security guard training companies in different states and just asked them, hey, I'm interested in learning how to become a security guard. I wasn't lying, right? Like, hey, I'm moving to the state. I was just like, hey, I'm interested in how to become a security guard in Atlanta or in Georgia. Can you tell me the steps on how to do that? And then boom, that worked. Pretty cool. Is this idea still relevant and achievable with today's environment, meaning the surge in blogs and similar sites? I think it just means that you have to find out what platform makes the most sense for that particular audience. Back in the day, it was always a website. Now, maybe it's a website, or perhaps it's a podcast, or perhaps it's a video channel, or some combination of all of the above, right? But yeah, I think here's the lesson. Helping people still works. Helping people save time still works. Helping people find answers still works. And that'll always work, right? That'll always work. All right. 24 seconds. Let's get the wheel ready. No, let's reveal it after. Sorry. Premature. Anyway. Yo, what's up, everybody? Great to see you here. Don, we were talking about you earlier. We know that you did a collab with Mike's ESL channel. That's so awesome. We talked about you. You're amazing. Honey of the day is my wife. Nice, Jonathan. Love it. Whoa, timer. Hey, let's do this. Haha. I see some glare though. I can't get the whole thing in unless I were to be right here. Yeah, actually that's okay. I feel like I have a guest on the show. Hey y'all, good to see you. You're naked. Okay, anyway. Let's move this guy out of the way. All right, so this is how it's gonna work. Do you have using Stream Deck? I don't, K-Walk, but I think that's a great idea. Thank you for that. There's some glare here. You can like legit see my monitor. Do you see me moving? When I move there? Wow. Okay. Yo. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's how this works. There's some stuff here on the wheel. There's some giveaway, whatever I feel like giving away when somebody wins, right? So you won't even know what it is. You'll know what it is as it's rolling, but I'm going to give away some stuff like, anyway, you'll find out what it is. Story time, where I'm going to tell you a story. Questions, where I'm going to take questions from you. If you do have questions, type in question in the chat box with all caps and then your question. By the way, I saw Xenia and Vlada ask, hey, you just earned 250K subs. Thank you, by the way. How do you only have 137 people here in the room, or 144 right now? There's a number of reasons, right? There's the algorithm. There's the idea that lives aren't going to capture everybody. There's the idea of just the topic of the day not being that interesting. And these more casual, sort of general days definitely have less traffic. But these days are mostly for you, for those of you watching and being here right now, where it's about engagement, it's about the community, it's a tighter community, and that's okay. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. One day there will be thousands of people in here live. So let's take advantage of how awesome and small the room is right now, relatively speaking. This is great. I mean, I'm so happy that you're here. I mean, even if there was people in here, I'd still be doing this. Like with the stream that my son and I are doing. If you wanted to find us, twitch.tv/hotcallsonly. Go there and subscribe because we go live and we play games as a family, and it's sort of a father, son, and daughter like moment to be able to learn and have fun together, and that's fun. So I look forward to that. Let's see, giveaways. Any reviews, we're just going to spin again because we do the reviews for YouTube channels and websites over the weekend, so we won't have to worry about that. Giveaways, questions, tips, WYR, which is a would you rather, which is really fun. In fact, I think that I want to do more would you rathers because that's really fun. And so I'm just going to type that. I'm going to not type it in. Would you rather? I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put would you rather here because these are fun, and I'll do a would you rather here. And there's a website where you can do would you rathers, and that's really fun. I'll just pop this up just in case. So it's called either.io, right? Either.io. Okay, I have one ready. Cool. All right, let's spin the wheel, y'all. You ready? Let's do this. That's very loud. A question. All right, so questions. Let's answer a question here from the chat. Andy, what's up? Hey, I know it's one of your first times here, actually being here. I saw that you said that earlier. You pop in every once in a while, but you're sticking around this time. Andy, appreciate you. Bruh. If there are others doing the same or similar online business as mine, how can I cross-promote instead of compete? It's all about how you can complement, right? Think about complement stuff. For example, there's a woman who I interviewed who is a dog trainer, and she wanted to get online and become a dog trainer online too, but she was very much in the same boat as you, like, hey, there's so many people doing that already. How can I do that? How can I work with them? And we eventually came to the point where we discovered what her superpower was, right? Her superpower. And that means what's unique about her? What is the specialty that she can actually bring as a complement to these other brands? And we eventually found out that her superpower was the idea of helping train violent dogs, very vicious and violent dogs. And that was the thing that she was good at, but she didn't really understand that that was a thing worth putting herself out there for as something that she could quote unquote own in a sense. And when you can own something and be like the best at that, or at least, learn or become or position yourself as such, it can become something that these competitors, if you will, would love to actually work with you on. So when she started reaching out to these podcasts that were very huge, she understood that her superpower could be of value to them, right? Because that's what you want to assume. Your superpower is of value to others. And that's how it can be not seen as competition, but complementary instead. Complementary. So she started reaching out and saying, hey, I noticed that you have all this amazing content related to dog training, but you have yet to talk about anything related to violent dogs. What if there's somebody in your audience who has that experience? I'd love to be able to offer you an episode on your show where we can talk and dive deep about that in case anybody experiences that. Let me know what you think. And it was like 100% take rate. And what's really cool is now she has an online program where she is able to essentially get these big influencers to point people her way if these influencers are getting messages from people who have violent dogs, who go, hey, can you help me with my violent dog? And they go, no, I can't, but here is somebody who can, right? And that's pretty cool. So definitely focus on how you can complement these other brands, right? For example, Derek Halpern, who was very late, even started later than me, helping people in the entrepreneurial online business space. He was like, okay, here's what I'm going to position myself as. The person who does all the research about the psychology and all these studies about online business. And I'm going to be the only one that really focuses on that, pulls from these studies, and then displays them in a way that's easy to consume, right? So, hey, Mira, good to see you here. And so he was able to do that. And he came to me and he said, hey, Pat, I noticed on your website that you, in fact, are not optimizing for emails. I see you're collecting emails, but there's certain things that you can do that I understand from my psychology background that can help out. Like, can I just tell you what those things are? I'm not asking for anything in return. And he gave me the best advice. In fact, it worked right away. And it just absolutely blew me away, such that I asked him without him even asking me. I asked him to come on my show, and then we became friends ever since, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Cool. Thank you for that question. And let's keep going. A human trick. Okay. So these are stupid human tricks like David Letterman stuff. I, being an only child, had a lot of time on my hands, and I can do a lot of random things. So here's my stupid human trick that I'm gonna show you right now. So you know how you can like fold your hands like this and do this, like woo, and the kids love it, right? But did you know you can do this? See, like a snake. And if you wanted a scorpion, you can just pop that in the back. Another question. Let's go. Haley says, if you were just starting your online business, what team members would you hire first? I'm thinking already to have an online business manager, so maybe a marketing person, or maybe a marketing person. So I love that you're asking this question, because my biggest mistake when I first started, besides not starting an email list, was trying to do everything myself forever. There was a sense of pride. There was a sense of, I want to stay small. I want to stay lean. I want to be a solopreneur, and I don't want to have to focus on anybody else but myself. And that's bad, right? Because in order to grow and scale and help more people, should that be your goal, you're going to need some help. And the more that you just do everything yourself, you're going to be able, the more that you're just going to do everything yourself. I see the delay in the chat and you're all laughing about my fingers now, or something. I don't know what you're laughing at. Maybe you're just laughing at me. There's some great talent out there, and you need to do what only you want to do and you're good at, and only you can do. However, I still think it's worth just starting out, doing things yourself, wearing all the hats, understanding how these different pieces work. It's very important to do that, I feel, for a short period of time at least, so that you can get a feel for how these things work. Now, when it comes to things like finances and whatnot, and bookkeeping and your CPA, I think that's important, and I would hand those things off ASAP if that's not your game, right? Because then you can focus on building and creating. An OBM, an online business manager, also known as an integrator, is a really smart thing to consider. However, they can be very expensive. But to me, in my opinion, in my experience, they're worth their money. They're worth their weight in gold, because they will help you as a visionary. If you're more of a visionary entrepreneur, the integration part is the struggle. But finding people who that's their game, they love that, it's a match made in heaven. There's a book that I'd recommend you read called Rocket Fuel. And it's about the visionary integrator relationship and how those two things are so key and how they can work together. My first hire, however, would be if you do something repetitively, like let's say you have a podcast and you repeatedly come out with a show, and that's taking 5 hours a week of your time. I would hire for that first, because you're going to do anyway, and you can take that time back, essentially buy that time back, and then build from there. So hopefully that helps. All right, so that's would you rather. So because I wrote over it, because we're not doing reviews until the weekend. So here's what we're gonna do. Would you rather? We'll do a couple of these. Would you rather? So tell me, chat, if you're blue or red. Blue or red. Would you rather have to hold your pee all day, more time, or have to go pee every 5 minutes? Now, I've done both, right? You might be traveling or something. You might be sitting by the window in a plane, and there's two people next to you, close to the aisle. You have to go to the bathroom, but they're falling asleep, or you don't want to interrupt them. They look kind of angry. You'll hold your pee. Or you have to pee every 5 minutes, which I've done too, especially when I'm on a keto diet. If I'm on a keto diet, which I'm not on right now, but I will be eventually, again, my favorite diet, by the way, just that's my own opinion, not instilling that on you. You kind of have to pee every 5 minutes, and it's annoying. It's absolutely annoying, but it makes me realize that, okay, everything's flushing out. That's good. That's good. I'm more of a red person here. Somebody's like, I already go every 5 minutes. So I'm gonna click red. And what happens when I click on this is we're gonna see out of 1.3 million votes where we are. Are we with the majority or the minority? So I'm gonna click on red. I'd rather go pee every 5 minutes, because hopefully that's actually on a good diet. And also, I don't like the pain of having to hold it in. That can actually lead to infection, and we don't want that. Bro. Okay. Y'all need to focus on your health a little bit more, y'all. But it is annoying. Okay, let's do one more, because that was kind of fun. Let's see. Would you rather have the ability to pull out of your pockets the exact change needed for any purchase, or have the ability to discreetly read minds? I was thinking about this reading mind thing. So let me know, blue or red. This will be the last one before I spin again. Blue or red? Thanks for the thumbs down, by the way. Whoever left that thumbs down, I hope you have a better day. Just I appreciate you for being here and for adding to the algorithm. So either way, appreciate you. Blue or red here? Reading minds is like, I don't know if I'd want to do that. I think that would ruin a lot of relationships. I think that would not be good. Right? Red, really? Dude, all of you are red? Obviously red? Okay, let's think about this really quick. If you have the ability to discreetly read minds in personal situations, you could get really hurt. However, now that I'm thinking about this, if you know somebody's like maybe saying something negative about you, or somebody is thinking something and they might need help, then you can help them, right? Okay, I'm going to switch to red. Because guess what I can do? I can pull out my credit card and give the exact change already anyway. Right? So I'm going to click red. Okay, 68%. That's what I thought. Anyways, that was fun. Let's see if we get some more of those. I just thought, like, I've seen shows where like people can read minds and it's like it leads to some interesting situations. Question again. Okay, question. Let's see, where is the question? I saw a question here. Pretty personal question, and the answer is now online for the world to see. That was from what we were talking about related to P, I think. Question from Garrett. How long should you wait to seek a podcast sponsor? Do you need to have a good data set before approaching someone? Ideally, and in most cases, you'll need about 8 weeks worth of data from your show in order to gain the interest and attention from a potential sponsor. Not always the case, though. I've seen people who have started shows from scratch, and because of the relationships that they've had, because of an audience that they have elsewhere, both on social, maybe an email list, or on a blog, or even a YouTube channel, when you start a podcast, it can fast forward your way there. However, even in that case, like when I started getting sponsors back in 2014, which was 5 years after I started my show, 4 years after I started my show, it was hard because sponsors want to know that, hey, you have an audience. But nowadays, sponsors are actually a little bit more in tune with the idea that a podcast listening audience is much stronger than other audiences. So they're more open to the idea of smaller numbers. There's like a gardener right outside my window. I apologize. But yeah, it's possible. But having 8 weeks worth of data is going to be really helpful. Here's another question from Juiz that says, is it possible to not put yourself out there and let your brand speak for itself? Yes, but there has to be some sort of connection for the person coming on the other end. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a connection to you, but a connection to the company and its mission, connection to the brand and its personality. And when those things are there, when a person feels like they can belong to something, like that company is really understanding where they're coming from, then yes, it can absolutely happen. However, it's a lot easier to connect with somebody when there's another person on the other end. Not impossible to do it without that. However, there are some people who do sort of a middle ground. For example, Silicon Valley Girl, who is a woman who works at Silicon Valley who tries to keep her, who is keeping her identity sort of secret because she's a female in a largely male-dominated industry, and she comes at it from a very sort of insider perspective, and she reveals a lot of truth, and she doesn't want to have her name known, which makes sense. So she has a little avatar cartoon version of her, and she just signs off as SVG, Silicon Valley Girl, right, for example. So yes, it's definitely possible, but you're going to have to still either have some really amazing content that people want to know about and have some way or shape or form to have a person who's on the website connect with the brand. Cool. Let's see if we can get to 100 thumbs up. If you could give me a thumbs up now. We have 9 minutes left. Hook me up with a thumbs up. That'll be a great way to end the show today, and just a small quick thing that you can do for me. A tip. Okay, so here is a tip for you. If you are creating content of any kind, start with the end in mind and reverse engineer from there. I left a tweet about this the other day. It was one of my most popular tweets of the year so far, and I actually offered that tweet. You saw it earlier in the week, in fact, on Monday, because I used it as an example of how you can offer value very quickly on a platform like Twitter. And the power tip was this: when you're creating content of any kind, reverse engineer from the end result. So what's the transformation? What's the purpose of this thing? Now reverse engineer and come up with the steps or the stories or the case studies that you want to offer to support a person from where they're at to get there. And then finally, start with the hook. What can you say in the first sentence of a blog post, the first 10 seconds of a video, and the first 30 seconds of a podcast to hook people in to know where they're going to go and what they're going to get? And that's how you can easily create content. In fact, that's why I love Post-it notes. And yes, these are recyclable. Not every recycle center recycles Post-it notes. You have to pay attention to that. Don't just throw them away, please. But I use Post-it notes because I can go, boom, here's what I want. And then boom, here's some ideas. Now I can put order to them. BNS Goku, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to our interview in September. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for being awesome. Time for the thumbs up train. Jump on it. Jump on it. Thank you so much. Hey, look at that. We're at 100. When you ask, you shall receive, especially when you have an amazing audience like yourself. Just thank you. Appreciate you. Marla says, in education, we call it understanding by design, planning, teaching, and learning with the outcomes in mind. I love that. That is great. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let's spin again. Ooh, getting close there. Giveaway. Giveaway. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give away a annual pro license to Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is the tool that I'm using here to go live stream and just do all the fun camera stuff, the scenes, the different words, the different GIFs that pop up. And the pro account allows you to do what's called a virtual cam, which means I can use Ecamm Live and all these little things that I can put onto it, all the different camera angles and whatnot. And I use this thing called the Stream Deck to help me with that. I don't know if you could see this right here, but this thing allows me to switch from different camera angles like that. Anyway, that's not Ecamm. Ecamm is the software, but you can connect it. And that's, I think, $99 thing. So I'm going to give it away to somebody who is randomly chatting. And I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to offer that to somebody. So, in fact, I think there's a way for me to do this here. If I were to click on this, you see your chats, right? There's my cursor. I'm going to scroll to the top. We're going to play some music, and wherever I land when I scroll down, that's who wins. Here we go. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Living joyful and well. Guest wheel. Awesome. Now, how do I get out of this? Yo. Oh. Alright, sorry. Trying to figure out. Congratulations. Congratulations. If you won, send an email. There we go. Send an email to pat@patflynn.com. and we'll hook you up from there. Okay, pat@patflynn.com, and congratulations to you, the winner. And yeah, we'll have some fun. Let's keep going. Pat@patflynn.com, and we'll hook you up. All right, let's keep going. We got 5 minutes left. Question. A lot of questions today. Okay, I got to scroll up to find more questions. Question, is it possible? Oh, wait. We answered that question already. Does anybody else have that song in their head after this? I can't find a question. Let's spin again. Oh, there's a question. I see a question. Sorry. There's a question. There's a question that came in from Dole Whip Dad. He says, thoughts on FlynnCon and future meetups in general. Planning a Disney YouTube channel meetup in Orlando when all this happened. Was aiming for October and December. Too soon? Yeah, still too soon in my opinion. I think a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable, and I don't obviously want any of us to be held liable for creating moments where people can potentially get sick, and if we're not careful. Anyway, I definitely think it's going to be something that eventually people are going to crave. I mean, this is what we miss right now, the ability to connect with each other, right? For FlynnCon, we definitely canceled this year, obviously, but we have a wait list now if you go to flynncon.com. And what's cool is when we hopefully come back next year, it'll be even much more stronger. We'll have people from the income stream, the quarantine there, and y'all will be that much more connected because of it, which will be pretty cool. October, yeah, I mean, that's a few months away, but I don't know. It's still hard to see, in my opinion, collecting a wait list of people interested and then just keeping them informed and interested is the thing to do. I'm interested in meetups, though, for sure. Whether it's online or offline, I think connection is really key. I think we see that every morning here on the income stream, and I would just recommend you do that for sure. Cool. Another question from Andrew. Or actually, there was a question there. Thank you, Goku. I appreciate you. Question from Zenian. Vlada, when do you bring guests to your show in the income stream? Starting on day 100. That's what I've told myself. On day 100, which is going to be 2 weeks from tomorrow, we're going to have some guests on the show. I'm going to bring some of you on to commemorate episode 100. So just keep that in mind. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. What is that? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on, knock on our door. Yes. Okay, cool. Whoa, giveaway. We spun already, right? Okay, I'm going to give away a signed copy of my book, Superfans. Question from Romer's daughter. How old are you again? Do any of you know how old I am? Put in the chat how old you think I am, and we'll see who gets it right. I'm going to give away a signed copy of my book, Superfans, to the first person who gets it right. How about that? So how old am I? How old am I? Yes, you can be a guest from anywhere. I can connect with you and bring you in on Skype here for sure. So that would be really cool. So first person to guess my age, and thank you, the Romer's daughter, for popping this in. Hey, Grandma Goody. Grandma Goody in the house. You were quick. Wow. Pat is 37. I am indeed 37, going on 21. Right? Going on 21. I play games. I feel like I'm a kid. I use the fact that I have kids as an excuse to play board games with them because I'm just a kid at heart anyway. No, I don't use the kids in that way, but we have a lot of fun together, and I want to be there. So a lot of good. 46 jamming. Wow. I'm gonna blame the beard on that one, y'all. I'm gonna blame the beard. 50s. Martin, what do you? 50s? Nah. Maybe the gray. Maybe the gray. Maybe the gray. Y'all are super funny. Okay, let's do one more either.io since we're here. We're done spinning the wheel, but let's do one more of these. Actually, let me just look at them first, because sometimes... Okay, here's a good one. Would you rather, tell me, blue or red? Would you rather win a $5,000 shopping spree to any store or win a 10-day free vacation to any destination? Oh, this one's easy in my opinion. Easy in my opinion. Let me know, blue or red? Now, for me, I'm thinking of, okay, any destination. Like, I could choose a destination that's already worth more than $5,000 in terms of, like, how I might get there. Now, if I were to choose any destination right now, it would be, and just as, like, COVID not a part of the scenario right now, so eventually when we can go, it would be Italy. It's been my dream to go to Italy. I've studied the architecture in Italy in architecture class. It's my favorite era, my favorite part of the world to study. And, yeah, I think that's where I would go. I'd want to do a 10-day vacation just in Florence, in Rome, and just to go around Sicily. I think that would be beautiful. Yeah, red, for sure, y'all. Red. Okay, 54. Really, it's that close. Probably a lot of Americans answering this question, right? Because we're very materialistic. But anyway, this was a lot of fun, y'all. Thank you so much. We are at the top of the hour already. And Bali, yeah, where would you go? Where would you go? Because I'd come to FlynnCon. Yeah, it's not a $5,000 ticket, so maybe you want to go to the shopping spree to get some cool clothes and some cool swag so that you can come to FlynnCon and hang out. Anyway, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And this was a lot of fun. Tomorrow, make sure to come in because we're going to do some website reviews, some sales page reviews, and some YouTube channel and YouTube video reviews. And if you want to submit your stuff for potentially getting featured and also reviewed tomorrow and on Sunday, we'll do them back. Head to patflynn.com/review. Again, patflynn.com/review, and we'll see you there. Wow. Team Flynn, thank you so much. I appreciate you. This was a lot of fun today. And yeah, these Fridays are really cool. And thank you again for being a part of the team. Thank you for 250,000 subscribers. Thank you for day 85 of the income stream. And again, we'll start bringing guests on. I'd love to feature some of you as people who can come in and speak to the audience on day 100. So make sure you stick around. Come in every morning, patflynn.com/the income stream. I appreciate you. Team Flynn for the win. You are amazing. Keep up the great work. If you haven't watched my last video about Joe Rogan and the Spotify deal, make sure to reach out or go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/patflynn, and watch that. And that's all I got to say. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. 206 people finishing live. That's great. Sorry that you're in late. Come early tomorrow, patflynn.com/the income stream. Appreciate you. Take care. All the best.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Whew. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I love you. Peace out.
Bruh.